So someone has asked you to be the executor of their estate. You're named in the person's will. You're going to be the one who has the duty to gather up everything that that person owned during life, make a list of all of the debts, the creditors who are out there who need to get paid. And once those creditors are satisfied, you're going to distribute everything that's left according to the estate plan, probably the will, maybe a trust. You're going to distribute everything. That at a very high level is going to be your duty, but there's a lot more that goes into it, and I'd like to go through 5 tips for people who know that they're going to be the executor of an estate. I'm Patrick Cawley with Keystone Elder Law in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. We, of course, represent executors who are settling estates all the time, and these are some of the most common issues that come up. So number one is, if you know while the person is still alive that you are going to be the executor of this estate, it helps to sit down and just become familiar with the finances. What property does the person own? A lot of children don't even know the first thing about their parents' property. What all do they own? How much money do they have? They might not even know where to find the important records that would give them that information. So just sitting down and becoming somewhat familiar with what accounts there are, what real estate is owned, where am I going to find the important statements that will show me what you have, insurance policies. Just becoming familiar with that is a very good step. Number 2 is, while you're getting familiar with all of the property, the policies, the statements, the retirement accounts, whatever the person might have, you might consider consolidating accounts. So when you're in the role of executor, one of the things you're going to have to do on behalf of the now deceased person is you're going to have to close out a number of accounts, consolidate everything into an estate account, and then do your job out of the estate account. So if you're going to have to go around to 6 different banks, you might ask the person during their lifetime, why do you have 6 different bank accounts? Is there some good reason for that? And we've heard all of the reasons, and some of them are not very good. So if you consolidate everything, if that works for their finances and what they're trying to achieve, you consolidate everything. That just means a lot less work when you are the executor. Number 3 has less to do with the actual nuts and bolts of the money and the property and so forth, and more to do with the beneficiaries, the people who at the end of the will are having money and property distributed to them. It would be a good idea to just meet with them and see, is there any point of disagreement? Are they squabbling over items of personal property? Is somebody expecting that there's an unfair distribution coming because maybe one of the children got a loan from the parents and never paid it back, or somebody got preferential treatment? Try to figure out if there are areas of dispute and really just listen, earn their trust, see if there are ways to improve communication. That, unfortunately, can be one of the obstacles of being an executor, is squabbling among the beneficiaries. Number 4 is research probate attorneys. So you might be able to do this on your own, and I'm trying to give information that will make it easier for you. But after all, settling the estate, going through probate with a will, is a court-supervised process. There are court rules. One thing happens before the next thing, which happens before the next thing. There are state agency rules dealing with estate taxes or inheritance taxes. There's a timeline there, and you can save money if you do things in a certain order. The point is, this is a legal process, and you might want to just hand this over, gathering the right information, but allowing a professional who understands what the law says, what the court rules say, and what the state agency rules say to guide you through that process. This will be paid for out of the estate. This is not something you're going to come up with out of your own pocket. Number 5 is, your duty involves safeguarding assets of the estate. So you don't have a job until the person actually passes away. But when you are sworn in as the executor of the estate, if you know that one of those beneficiaries you spoke to, one of the family members, is going to be going into the home and pilfering items from the home, or continuing to use a bank card or credit card that belonged to the now deceased person, it's your job to stop that. If that means changing the locks, if that means stopping credit cards, if that means taking steps to secure what is in the estate, that's a very good idea to do. So this is just 5 of the most common issues that come up for executors and that we get a lot of questions about. Feel free to reach out to us, KeystoneElderLaw.com, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.